Continuing our off-season work here, talking a little bit about some of the different things kind of going on with all these respective teams. But today we're continuing Raiders, kind of Raiders training camp news. And, you know, I came across an article, you know, on SPORTSNAUT.com, kind of talking about some of the players that have really showed themselves out. You guys need to help me and tell me who I need to follow in terms of reporters to find some of this information. I found a couple to follow, but, you know, whether it's, you know, Ben Gosling for the Vikings, like there are Raiders reporters I need to follow. Let me know who has all the latest Raider stuff, because I've been doing a lot of Googling, a lot of searching. But I found, you know, SPORTSNAUT here did a great write-up on stock reports following OTAs and mandatory minicamp for the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, Mo Moten here did a fantastic article. Let's try that again. A fantastic article. We will go ahead and make sure we link down to the description as well to give them all the credit, because they did an absolute fantastic job here. But just leaving a review today. So, you know, obviously there's a lot of different things going on when we talk about all of, you know, stock up, stock down. But one of the biggest questions was the Raiders offensive line. But here was one of the latest things that they had to say about Lester Cotton Sr., who has been on and off of the Raiders roster and practice squad since he went undrafted out of Alabama in 2019. The 26-year-old has suited up for 5 games and played off 5 offensive snaps. But the 6'4", 335-pounder made a strong impression on the new coaching staff. Cotton made the best of his opportunities in Denzel Good's absence, who tore his ACL last year, by the way, little disclaimer. Took his first team reps through mandatory minicamp per the Athletics to Sean Reed. Head coach Josh McDaniels said Cotton is having a great offseason. And then it goes on to say, you know, before you write off Cotton as a camp buddy again, he may have a shot to cling onto the back end of the roster if Good lost a step after his recovery. From a torn ACL, perhaps he outperforms rookie 7th rounder Thayer Munford, who transitioned from left tackle to left guard at Ohio State last season. So, you know, I think this is huge. We talk about possibly the biggest question mark for the Raiders this offseason is the offensive line, easily. I think there's a couple different things you take a look at, but offensive line is a major question mark moving forward, and they need to make sure that they shore the rest of that out to help out Derek Carr and company. So I'm excited for this. I felt like, you know, whether it's Lester Cotton Sr., Thayer Munford, who we're going to make a video about a little bit later, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm really excited for this offensive line. Competition, baby. It's the name of the game. Everybody gets a shot. Basically only Colton Miller should be the only player that gets that is guaranteed a spot at this point. Neil Farrell Jr., defensive tackle. Neil Farrell Jr. could challenge Jonathan Hankins for a starting job at training camp, according to Reed. The Raiders like what they saw in the LSU product. I can't read today. And fellow rookie defensive tackle Matthew Butler. Farrell's 6'4", 230, okay. Hankins isn't on the hot seat among starters who lost their jobs. Quite the opposite, but he's not a slam dunk to play about 60% of the defensive snaps, as he is in each of his 4 seasons with the Raiders. Farrell may force his way into a decent role for his rookie term. If he's able to penetrate the pocket on passing downs, the coaching staff may allow him to eat into Hankins' workload. You know, I've been high on Neil Farrell Jr. pretty much ever since this guy came into the NFL, and I've for the longest time, I've been saying that he could be the man in the middle for the Raiders. I'm excited. Watch any tape on this guy. Senior camp, the Senior Bowl, it was amazing. I think he can be a guy that eats up double teams, gets that push up in the interior, and I'm really excited about it. Denzel Good, let's see. Yes, needs more time to recover before he's back on the field. The Las Vegas Reviews Journal, Vincent Bonsignor, spotted the 7th-year veteran on the field during an OTA session in May. In the 2021 season opener, Good tore his ACL. If you do the math, he's a little over 9 months removed from the recovery, which is roughly the timetable for most players to make a full recovery, barring any setbacks. The 31-year-old will probably rejoin the team for training camp in July. With that said, Good could lose the inside track to his starting job. Guard John Simpson took reps with the first team, as noted above. Codd did as well. The latter isn't okay. Yeah, basically, yes, he's a little. He's coming back from that ACL. It's used to be a career ender, but now a lot of the doctors and all of the professional trainers these days are able to make it good, and they're able to kind of help him out with that. But you know, I'm really excited for it. I think I'm excited because I feel like if he does come back, he could be one of the best offensive linemen for the Raiders. But I do hope for a continued speed of recovery for him. Josh Jacobs, running back, didn't struggle didn't struggle through spring practices. In fact, local media didn't see him much much of him because he missed OTAs open to the viewers and stayed inside while at team headquarters for mandatory minicamp. Nevertheless, the Athletics' Vic Tafur dropped a small but interesting nugget in his breakdown of the Raiders' backfield committee. Jacobs and Drake will likely both be gone by next year after playing out their contracts, and this is probably a decent chance Ziegler and McDaniels already think that Zamir White is better than them. The front office declined his option, yes, which isn't surprising. Yes, we've been saying it all offseason. They declined Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option, and obviously they thought high of Zamir White. Would they get him in the 4th round? So, I know Zamir White has torn his ACL a couple of times, but we called it. Zamir White is the future of the Las Vegas Raiders running back room, and I'm excited for. But Josh Jacobs, I'll have nothing but love in Josh Jacobs Josh Jacobs in my heart. I think he's still a tremendous player, but unfortunately, the running back position is becoming one of those positions you can just draft in the 4th round every 4 years and be fine with. It's just what it's becoming. Running backs aren't getting paid these days, unfortunately. Now, could he be back with a smaller contract in the future? Probably, but we'll have to see how that all plays out. So, last one here, Alex Leatherwood has been it's been on the spotlight this season. Raiders need him to improve, or they'll likely rely on 5th-year tackle Brandon Parker, who gave up 8 sacks and the second most pressures. I'll make this quick. Basically, yes, he struggled at tackle last year. I understand the frustration and everything, but at the end of the day, I think you need to give him some credit because this guy came in. He didn't ask to be a top 20 pick. It's not fair because I really felt like that the Raiders botched this one in terms of a draft pick. They had guys like Christian Darrisaw on the board at the time, and I know he played more of left tackle, but I think he could slide over to right no problem. At the end of the day, Alex Leatherwood is not to blame for this. He is trying to make up for a bad coaching decision and a bad draft decision. And you know what? I say don't give up on him, okay? Give this guy some credit. It's a whole different ball game when you move to the NFL from college. So I think there needs to be kind of a pump to the brakes on this. But I'm excited for Alex Leatherwood. I think he's coming, and you cannot stop this man. I think he is going to pan out at right tackle. Look what happened to Colton Miller. The guy allowed literally 16 sacks his rookie year. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. And if you guys needed context for that, that's exactly what happened. So, but let us know what you guys think. That is our reaction to the Las Vegas Raiders stock up, stock down SportsNAut article. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below, all that good stuff. We love all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all support. But let us know what you guys think about the latest Raiders stock up, stock down SportsNAut article.